This is Sheppard, and this is a song analysis on It'll Be Back Someday by Sheppard. I actually have really bad eyesight, so I'm going to have to use my professor spectacles to read my notes, and I thought I'd be a little professional. Okay, so It'll Be Back Someday. It's basically... In this song, it talks about an essence of the acceptance of fear. Your fear, my fear, just fear in general. Just like, what is fear? What are we scared of? Now, an old explanation of fear is false evidence appearing real, which is actually it's basically not understanding, like seeing this screen right here, and you know it's a screen, and you know this is a recording, but if you don't, you'd be scared of it. Apart from all that, it's really just made up of unknowing. What do you not know? And then you have to kind of sit with not knowing. Everyone's riddled with fear because we don't know a lot, to be honest. But I mean, like, we also find ourselves just trapped in this moment of fear. We have nothing but like things that we learned, the tools that we know. They don't work when fighting fear. You can't trick yourself like you can with everyone else. I mean, like, Batman is this huge kind of character archetype thing that deals with fear. But even after Batman conquers his fear and becomes Batman, or Bruce Wayne conquers his fear and becomes Batman, he still lives in fear, man. Like, he's... So we all look to tools like Batman. We got our aids, we got our drinks, we got our joints, we got our Netflix, and our programs, our soap operas and stuff. But I mean, the reality is, none of us can really measure up to a superhero. Because frankly, we are real and they're not. But at the same time, if you think about it, even though they're not real, it's remarkable how similar we find ourselves to even being like, yeah, I'm kind of like a multi-billionaire who dresses up like a bat. I mean, I connect with Bruce Wayne a little bit. In the way of kind of like, he wants justice and he wants all that kind of stuff. But I mean, like, just as much as a drug can force you into a state of peace, being quite beneficial aside from all consequences, a song can become enough of a false reality for you, that you can actually just lose yourself in anything. You lose yourself in fear, because fear is basically unknowing. Now, It'll Be Back Someday talks about the way I felt when I first started accepting my fears, admitting myself to the truth, when I was always 2 steps away from shitting myself, just being so scared, that I just didn't know anything about the situation I was in, man. Calling that out feels like defeat at first, but after days on practice and just kind of understanding your own fears, you're just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I should go figure it out. You're no longer scared, now you're motivated. I always referred to happiness as the sun. I like the old George Carlin sun worshiper stuff. That old joke and nugget he's got. I mean, the sun's this giant ball of energy, you know, that, like, we wouldn't even know it wouldn't even know what to do whatever we send it, whatever we try and send it, it just burns it up. It just keeps, I don't know, man, isn't it really weird that, like, we're just kind of sitting watching this thing explode for eons and living off it? Anyways, so, first step when you're trying to conquer your own fears is you have to admit to the fact that you are not your happiness. You are yourself. You are not happiness. You want happiness, but you're finding problems achieving it. So, in order to do that, you go the other way. You go and you deal with your fears. So when you come to happiness, you can get closer to it. So you rebuke happiness for a bit to find yourself. And that's where the first verse comes in. Like, the sun don't care for me anymore. No matter how I wish she don't shine like it did before. So I live my soul to the freezing cold, 'cause I know I'll be back someday. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. Much like the character in the song, you want to understand fear, and the hardest part about conquering your fears, at least for me, it's hard to tell other people that you're going to do this, because it sounds crazy. I mean, like, it's weird to tell someone that you're really sad and confused, and you want to be alone to figure it out. Lots of people actually get concerned because when they have the same reaction you do, they're going with plan A, which is like, no, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to, do you want to deal with it? And like all that stuff. Many times I'm struggling with it. Just be like, no, I don't want anyone to alleviate this pain because I want to understand it. The true desire to conquer fear, if someone else does it for you, then you haven't conquered it. Someone else has conquered it for you. This song is kind of just, and the next verse kind of goes into just how you have to kind of go the other way. And you kind of just have to sit with yourself. Because you can't find a single reason to go out. Spend my day smoking, thinking away my doubt. And if I could, I'd be anything but alone. But I know he'll be back someday. Again, at the end, it just kind of remembers. It was just like, I'm going through this shit, but it'll be fine. I had a lot of troubles being able to let go of happiness. Just being without happiness. And just kind of being like, I am without happiness. Okay. It feels like you're always trying to hold your breath when you're leaving it. And it's actually interesting because you don't want it. It's almost counterintuitive to admit you're a wreck. And because of that, you're going to fix your mind using your mind. It's almost like trying to dry yourself off in the rain. But like when you leave happiness, that you can take a breath, and be like, take a little bit with you as you just walk in, be like, hey, I got a little bit of happiness, I'm gonna munch on that, and stuff like that when you're in fear. But I mean, like, people will take their tools with them and stuff like that. They'll take their whiskey with them. They'll take their the wrong things with them to go into fear with and handle this, because then that's the whiskey dealing with it. That's not you dealing with it. So then the pre-chorus, which I switched around the chords because it was getting boring, and also I wanted to do like just, it sounds very happy to me. It's a very alleviating chord progression, and it's a very sad lyric. It's a sad verse. And it's almost this great, cool thing of just admitting I'm in shit. I mean, look at me. I'm wearing a tie and a onesie. But and it goes, my shattered soul is held together with whiskey and shattered and tattered seams. Another day, another dial, another night, keeping myself together with broken dreams. And it's great. It sucks, but it's alright. And I mean, the hardest thing about like this kind of depression we all go through, that we all deal with, and this fear that we all go through, and this fear that we all deal with, is just almost like a realization that happiness isn't your birthright. But it is attainable with a little bit of thinking, elbow grease. Happiness is like a mogwai, and you gotta tend to it, and you gotta and you gotta feed it fear. You gotta feed your happiness fear, and you gotta feed your fear happiness. That sounds cool. But like the scarier thing to take on where you're dealing with your fear is kind of knowing that this is an ongoing battle. This isn't like this problem that you're having right now. It's gonna happen again and 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 again. And I mean, like, as soon as you conquer one, the next one's just gonna come up. So just work with it. Because, you know, the sun don't care for me anymore. It just wants its protection money, and I'm broke. And if I did, you know I'm doomed anyway. 'Cause I know he'll be back someday. Yeah, it's a weird song, man. But it's cool. Anyways, hopefully that helps you kind of figure out what this thing's about, and maybe how you could use it to help yourselves, to help other people's. This is Sheppard, and signing off, saying